On this episode of Public Scrutiny, we'll be reviewing and commenting on a recent viral vid presumably entitled We Will Remember. I don't expect you to like the vid, but if you appreciate the fact that it was made, please help this channel to grow by giving it a like and clicking on that subscribe thingy.
So, it's finally happened.
That thing you were afraid of.
Something's come from overseas.
And taken your jobs.
Made it unsafe to walk the streets.
Kept you trapped in your home.
A dirty disease.
Now, this was the part where I reacted. Prior to this, the statements being made were referencing some of the complaints people had with regards to an open-door immigration policy that Britain has had while being members of the EU. So in this video, we have migrants projecting onto us how they think we view them. And apparently this guy thinks that we see migrants as being a dirty disease. What sort of people does he think we are? That's his view of us, not our view of him, which frankly is a massive insult to the people of this nation. And there's no debate about it, it's being stated as a given.
Your proud nation gone.
Really? Was there a war that no one told me about? Like somehow my home country no longer exists?
But not me.
Or me.
Or me.
Or me.
I have to say, I object to most of the contents of this video. I don't recognise it to be a truthful representation of our national perspective, but we have to entertain the concept from their perspective in order to see where they're coming from. They view us as being racist. They came here, experienced our racism, and now our country is gone. But they're still here. So if the battle were between them and the racist British, well, we lost our country and they're still here. So who won that battle? The assumption that we're a vanquished nation is a very dangerous one because it will flick a switch in a lot of people. Are they sincerely acting on the assumption that we're a beaten nation?
No, you clap for me now.
You cheer as I toil.
We cheered for everyone who works in the NHS. We cheer for the institution and the work it's doing. And in relation to the entire workforce of the NHS, migrant workers are a small percentage. Yet to hear them talk, you'd think that every worker in the NHS came from overseas.
Bringing food to your family.
Bringing food from your soil.
You might not be aware of this, but before you came here, fruit and veg picking was done by families and kids who wanted to earn some money during the summer. We didn't need you to travel all that way to pull cabbages up from the ground. But I love the way they phrase it like, we bring you your life-giving food. Same as the shopkeeper. Did he wake up one day and think, I'm going to help bring the people of Britain their food? Or was his decision based on his own self-interest? I would assert that not one migrant came to this country to do us any favours. It was all about their own self-interest. But then self-interest is okay for them, but it's a bad thing for the people whose country they came to.
Propping up your hospitals.
Wow, you guys place a lot of importance on yourselves. Although I do wonder what this video would have looked like if those on camera were truly representative of the entire staff makeup of the NHS. It wouldn't make sense, would it? That's why this video isn't really about the NHS, it's about racism, and they're using NHS workers and others to make the accusation. It doesn't occur to them that maybe we clap for them because actually, as a population, we're not that racist, and that maybe it is they who have the wrong idea about us. No, instead they would rather hold that belief and then portray our good nature almost as though it were an act of hypocrisy.
Not some foreign invader.
Delivery driver.
Teacher. Lifesaver.
Don't say go home.
Don't say, not here.
You know how it feels for home to be a prison.
Exactly when did you ever feel that your home was a prison? Everyone else in this vid can lay claim to some of the things that have been said, but I don't believe you can. Which prison did you come from before you came here?
You know how it feels to live in fear.
So you clap for me now.
All this love you are bringing.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but we're not only clapping for the migrant workers. We're clapping for all the key workers, the doctors, nurses and care assistants. It doesn't matter where they came from, but that doesn't even register with you, because in a time of crisis you've taken the opportunity to paint everyone as being racist. And why would you do that? If Brits do object to an open-door immigration policy, it's exactly that. An objection to a policy, but most of you have taken it like it's an attack on you personally. The reason for that is that the left, which includes rags like The Guardian, has been trying to shut down any objection to the policy by accusing those who are objecting of being racists. So I'm sorry, but what's happened here is that you've bought right into the political narrative of the media you read, even though it isn't true. And now you're attempting to project that narrative onto the rest of us, like it's our national perspective, which frankly is disgusting, and shows once again that the left will use anything, and I mean anything, to further its aims.
But don't forget when it's no longer quiet.
Don't forget when you can no longer hear the birds singing.
Or see clearer waters that I cross for you.
You did not cross those waters for me. You crossed those waters for you. Your own self-interest, which you're now attempting to say was an act of selflessness and virtue.
To make lives filled with peace.
And bring peace to your life too.
So accusing us of being racist when we're not, because it's in the interest of your side of the political divide, is bringing peace to our lives, is it? Like you thought one day, I want to go to Britain to help bring peace to the lives of everyone there. That's the sticking point for me. Not one of them are here because of our interests. It is now, and always has been, about them improving their own standard of living. That's why everything else they say gets rejected. Furthermore, it leaves me with a negative opinion of them for having attempted this smear in the first place.
Come, all you Gretas.
And at this point you can see that this video isn't coming from the staff themselves. It's a political confection, which is why they're now bringing Greta Thunberg into it, and even she's a little con artist. This pic that her photographer parents took of her sat on the floor of a train was fake. The train company put her in first class, making that photo about as sincere as this video.
You Malalas.
You immigrants.
See what we have learned.
It only takes the smallest thing
To change the world.
And when I listen to those last few lines, and bear in mind, this is not migrants talking to us, it's migrants talking to other migrants, saying to come, like an invitation by them to other migrants to come here and change the world. So this bit here, this is the people who made the video, the racist video, the political video, thanking the key workers, essentially them thanking themselves. So, when I saw this video, I got angry. I object to nearly every part of it. I've already seen one reaction video. It generated exactly the same response in me. If this video was designed to promote solidarity, then it may very well have the opposite effect, and it's politically motivated. Now, I'm thinking, what if the migrant doctors and nurses actually do see us as being racists? Would I trust them when I'm at my most vulnerable? The answer is no, I wouldn't. And that's exactly what this video did. It destroyed any trust that was there and left me with a negative perception of them. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, please help a new channel out by giving it a like and subscribing. And until the next one, which should be very soon, I shall catch you in a little bit. Thanks.